Alright, now let's talk about graphing quadratic functions in standard form. So using like the vertex method. So let's start with this one. As always, pause the video and try them on your own. But the first thing we're going to do is complete the square in order to find the vertex. So the way we complete the square is if we have any terms in the beginning, we'll divide that out. But in this case, we don't. I'm going to put the 7 outside of the bracket, and then I'm going to take the minus 4, you divide it by 2, and then you get minus 2 and you square it. So you'd go plus 4 and also minus 4 because you can't just add a plus 4. And then again, there's no need for the brackets here, but that minus 4 can come outside, and I'm just going to make another page. But we will get x squared minus 4x plus 4, and I'm going to combine the minus 4 plus 7 into just being 3. And this is a perfect square trinomial, so this can be simplified down to x minus 2 squared, and we have plus 3. So what this tells us is that the vertex is equal to 2, 3. Remember, it's always going to be the opposite of what we have here. Minus 2 became plus 2. So if we were to graph it, vertex here, and then there's a 1 in front of the bracket, so basically the stretch is 1. So we're going to go left or right 1, up 1, left or right 2, up 4, because it's x squared and 2 squared is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and our quadratic would look something like that. Okay, and then once you have the vertex, like that's typically the easiest method. You could also find the y-intercept by plugging in 0 in for x, and you'll get plus 7. So, and notice how in this one you don't have any x-intercepts, so you can't use the other method of figuring out what those are, dividing or adding them together and then dividing by 2. Versus the vertex form and completing the square, that one will always work. Alright, so let's give this one a try. As always, pause the video, try it on your own, but y is equal to factor out the 2 from the first 2 terms. Take the 4, divide by 2, and then you'll get 2 squared, so that's going to be plus 4, and minus 4. To bring the minus 4 outside of the bracket, multiply by the 2 on the outside to make it minus 8. And then we have 2 on the outside, x squared plus 4x plus 4. And then the minus 5 minus 8 can become negative 13. And then this is a perfect square trinomial that we have just created, so it's going to be x plus 2 squared. When you factor it, it's always going to be like the middle term divided by 2, and then minus 13. This tells us the vertex is minus 2 comma negative 13, and then it has a stretch of 2. So to graph it, I'm going to say this is minus 2, minus 4, minus 6, minus 8, minus 10, minus 12, and then minus 14 will be here, so this one will be right here. And then let's say that it's at minus 2, so right here, and it's going to have a stretch of 2. So it's going to go to like 11, and then you can make a table of values as well, but when we go left or right 2, we're going to go up 8. So 13, 2 is going to go to 5, and like so on, something like this will be the graph. And it's going to continue here too. Okay. You can find the y-intercept by plugging in 0, and that's going to be at minus 5 as well, because when you plug in 0 here. So y-intercept equal 0, comma, -5. And you can factor it to find x-intercepts as well if your teacher needs that. Let's do one more. Try this one on your own. And this one, we're going to factor out to -2. And then we'll have x squared plus 7 over 2x minus 11. And then I'm just going to make some space. We don't need the -11 in the bracket. We'll leave it out here. And then we're going to go 7 over 2 divided by 2, which is basically multiplying by 1 over 2. So we're going to get 7 over 4. And then we take the 7 over 4 and we square it. So we're going to get 49 over 16, and then subtract 49 over 16 as well. And then we're going to multiply the -1 by the -2 that's out in front to make it, we'll just cancel the thing, so it would become 49 over 8 and positive. So then from there, what we are going to do is write y equals -2, whatever the middle term is, divide by 2. So x plus 7 over 4. Oh, and be very careful here. This should be negative, and this should be negative because we took out a -2 from the thing. So we'll make that x minus 7 over 2, 7 over 4 squared, and then this minus 11 plus 49 over 8. That can be simplified down into just like -88 over 8 plus 49 over 8, and then you can like do the calculation. So 88 minus 49. So, and then again, remember it's negative because we had that. So it's going to be vertex of x minus 7 over 4 squared, and then -39 over 8, and the vertex, I'll just write it here, will be equal to 7 over 4 and -39 over 8. And then as far as the graph, I'll just make a very rough sketch of this. You can throw it into Desmos, but vertex and then stretch of -2, so 7 over 4, let's say it's like roughly here, and then -39 over 8, which is very close to -5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So roughly something like here. And then it's -2, so it's going to go down. And then left to right 1, down 2, left to right 2, down 8 sort of thing, because a stretch of -2. Okay, perfect.